You're now tuned into Mic Check Waifu. Hello and tell, is that you?
Mic check.
Mic check. Mic check. Waifu. King Poliano. Is that you?
I don't even know what that was. Welcome to episode 73 of Mic Check Waifu. As always, it's brought to you by Loot Complex. Make sure you go to lootcomplex.com. Use that offer code Waifu to save on your entire cart. Also, check out don'ttalkshop.com. Ad coming later. And as well as our Patreon producers. I don't have them pulled up because I'm a professional. Let me get that fixed here.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah, it's just so much going on. I'm gonna get to that in a minute here, but let's see her. Shout out to the Patreon producers: Connor, Lee, Monique Williams, Treesus. We appreciate y'all so much for supporting the show. It means the absolute world to us. Can't thank you all enough. Oh boy, where to start? Tell, how you feeling, bro?
I actually feel really good. I've been working out, going to the gym in the morning. I don't feel rested, but I do feel good.
Oh, that's actually a decent place to be.
I do have a quick funny story.
What's up?
Before we came to record,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, Monique's laying down, and the kids are like wide awake, and I'm like, damn, I don't know what to do to make them go to sleep real quick. Like literally, they wide awake. So I go onto YouTube and type in "walking around Skyrim." I turn it on, and why did they both, Apollo and Alea, they sat next to each other, looked at the TV, and just was like zoned out. And I'm like, oh, bet this is what they into? Like, dude just walking around Skyrim looking left or right, just like, all right, bet this is what we do.
Wow. Get them started early.
Early, bro.
And one of the goats.
How you feeling, bro?
Oh my goodness, bro. Okay. As you know, and as I shared on Twitter, I moved from my old place to a new place. We got everything moved out by actually today because we had a few things left over at the old place. We got everything moved out into here today, but this move was the worst experience I've ever experienced in my life. Because first off, I moved from one building in the same apartment complex to another building in the same apartment complex. Okay. Mm-hmm. Both are on the third floor. So not only do I got to go pack everything up, take it down 3 flights of stairs, but I also got to drive literally 2 seconds to the different building, go back up the 3 stairs. Now, it would have been better if I was moving somewhere a little bit further to where I can actually sit down and rest my legs, but I had zero opportunity to do that. So going up those 3 flights of stairs and down those 3 flights of stairs killed me, like absolutely killed me. And I was great the first day. Like first day was Friday. I was doing okay. Second day, I'm starting to feel it. And third day, I'm like, okay, I'm just fucking done. Straight noodles. Yeah. So it was a pain. Also, check this out, okay? Now, I just told you, same complex, 2 different buildings, okay? There's my old building, a building in the middle, and then the new building, okay? Mm-hmm. The power went out in the old building, okay? The power didn't go out in the middle building, and the power went out in the new building. So on Saturday, when it was snowy, rainy, it was disgusting. Okay. Not only that, the power went out, and just those 2 buildings. There's like 8 buildings in this entire complex. Just 2 buildings. My old one,
your building,
and the new one were the only 2 that didn't have power. So we was in the dark, fumbling around, trying to get everything moved. It was awful. The worst moving experience I've ever had in my life.
Hey, I don't know what happened, but like that literally happened to us, yesterday? Like last night, I was low key like, damn, I'm happy we're not recording because the power just randomly went out.
Ooh.
Just out of nowhere, just went. all black. I'm in the shower. It's like 10:30, and it's me and Apollo in the shower. I'm like literally like washing his hair, and as soon as like I'm like finished rinsing his hair off, the lights just go out, and I'm just like, okay. So I pick them up, wash them all the way off, wash myself off, dry them off, and Monique come in like, y'all okay? I'm like, yeah. Like, did the breaker just go or what? And she's like, no, the power's out everywhere. I was like, okay. All right. I see how y'all doing this. She's like, Mercury retrograde. I'm like, Mercury out here fucking up, huh?
Dude, it's crazy because like it was so windy too Saturday. So windy.
Yeah.
That it almost blew me down a few times. Like it was crazy. But how did only 2 buildings in a complex full of 8 nice, condo buildings, only 2.
They got to redo their wiring.
Yeah, because it's the one I'm moving out of and the one I'm moving into. Just dark, pitch black. And then now, since the hours changed, it got dark at like 5 o'clock. So we was really in here at 5 o'clock, pitch black. Like, oh, fuck, man, this is terrible.
Yo, at 5 o'clock, though.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? It gets darker here slightly sooner than it does in Cleveland. Like I can see, like, if I call you at 6 o'clock and it's like still light outside, it'll be transitioning to already being dark here. So like you can see the difference. It's kind of crazy. Like for us to be in the same time zone, it changed like that.
That's weird.
I guess that's fairly normal, but
Yeah, true. Well, here we are recording on a Monday. I have to get the show up by Tuesday. We recorded Friday, but my computer ran out of memory because I forgot to delete all our old podcasts. So yeah. A lot of good conversation going down again, but it happens to the best of us. It's the first time we actually lost an episode of the podcast proper, which is interesting. After 73 episodes, you'll think
we lost a couple.
Yeah, but that was the only one. But we still gonna bring it. We still got a lot to talk about, including one from one of our faithful listeners. Shout out to you, Zay. I appreciate you for writing in as you always do. He tells us, okay, he tells us to spend a lot of time on Blood of Zeus. So this is what we decided to do. Tell watched it all. I watched it all. I binged it in one night. Tell took a couple of nights. We are going to do a full antagonist on Blood of Zeus. Now, for those of you who aren't aware of how this podcast works, we have a segment that doesn't show up every episode. It only shows up when necessary. It's called Antagonist. It's where we play the villain to a show that a lot of people like, but most people in our circle don't like this shit. But in this case, a lot of people do like it, especially in our Facebook group.
Yeah.
That's, the thread on Blood of Zeus was quite a lot thick. Of people liking it. Yeah, it was thick. Thanks for the recommendations. This show's dope as fuck. Shit is fire. To us, it's not. And Tell, do you want to start off with Blood of Zeus and what you think?
All right, bet. Cue the music. So, all right. My first initial thoughts were like, yo, I'm super hyped. This is Greek mythology. Polo and I love Greek and Roman mythology kind of stuff. Like, we love that. It didn't start off necessarily bad to me, but I didn't feel like they set the tone properly, right? Like, it just kind of goes into, we're following these characters, and then there's these evil characters just kind of walking around. Zeus is doing his Zeus stuff, smashing whatever he want to smash, and making kids. And then we get episodes in, and we find out who Heron is, his mother, Hera, the god, is mad at Zeus for doing his sleeping around thing, as usual. He got 7 kids by other people other than her. Mm-hmm. So she used to this by now, but she's fed up. I get it. You should be. But like, I feel like the story devolved as we progressed, right? Like, we started off with this is Greek mythology. This is going to be epic. This is the Titans versus the gods, but it's also like a lover's quarrel with a historical cheater. You know, like he has always done this. I don't even understand why this was even an argument at this point. And I don't mean to say this like she shouldn't be mad. Like I said, I just think that, wow, okay, this is Zeus. You know what he do? He out here smashing rocks if he got to.
Right.
But like it feels weird to me that he was so enamored with this mortal. It feels weird to me that he was so enamored with his demigod son. Like I get that all his other children live with him in Olympus, but it's also like this mortal, half mortal son was special, but nothing really special, right? Like his entire intro was him being basically a slave, or not even a slave, but like lower class citizen,
casted out,
being treated like crap. Yeah, he was a castaway. His mom was called a whore all the time because she cheated on a king, which, I mean, that was probably one of the more interesting parts. You know, he out here fucking up people's love life for real. I just don't get like they could have gone a different direction. Now, as we get to the later parts of the show, the animation continues to stay choppy. Like, I don't even understand. Like, I thought the part with Hermes, him running, was gonna be like the worst part because, you know, he's super fast. Yeah. But you know what's actually worse than Hermes running super fast and the animation looking choppy?
All of it.
That too. But Hera pretending to be Hermes to get close to stab Zeus, and then backing up, and you just see the good with her evil laugh. And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on here, bro?
Slideshow.
Like, yo, can we stop that? And then when fucking the demon dude, I can't remember his name because he was also trash. He had to pull the sword from the stone, right? How he found the stone, you could tell it was really like somebody drew a picture, set it there, and they zoomed in to look around. Yep. And then they put this little shitty animation spark in there, and they zoomed in on the spark and said, "Oh, there's the sword." And then they animated the scene of him going to the sword. I'm just like, this show is trash, bro. Can Americans stop making anime-esque shows? Like, can we just stop it?
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and take this antagonist. This show is absolutely awful. From the moment that they try to tell this story, the story they try to tell is one that's kind of known in the Greek mythology, but it was told in such a rushed state that it felt like Netflix said, "Okay, here you go. Here's your budget. You got $25,000."
Eight episodes.
8 episodes, and they got to be 24 to maybe 32 minutes if it's the last episode. If we're feeling generous, to tell one of the longest form stories that needs the most character development in all of Greek mythology. Why tell this story? Why not just tell the story of the Titans in the first place, and then lead to this story when you have a bigger budget? Because of course this was going to do gangbusters when it comes to the viewing, because like us Americans loved anime, especially the Americans that do love anime, especially if it's American made. Like, look at Castlevania. Castlevania took off, and it was a good story. Yeah, it was fantastic animation. Same studio, but they brought out their F team for this one. This was absolutely, like, the voice acting is probably some of the worst I've ever heard, minus Matthew Mercer, who obviously carries it every time he's on the screen because he's playing like 3 characters. But it's the ugliest. The music just doesn't make sense in a lot of places. The story is absolutely dog shit because there's no development of characters. There's just scenes. You have a scene where Zeus is, like Tell says, Zeus is, cheating on his wife by pretending to be the king, and she figuring out that, oh, my husband, he's nice today. Oh, he's not nice today. Oh, he's nice today. Oh, he's not nice today. And then she figure out, oh, who are you really? That shit was so off paced. Everything was just paced terribly. Like if I had to rate this show as far as like the Mike Check waifu scale just on pacing alone, it'll be about a 3 because it was just terrible. It sped up in places it shouldn't have. It slowed down in places it shouldn't have. None of it made sense. Now, again, we do love the pantheon, the whole world of Greek mythology. Hell, one of our favorite shows.
My son's name is Apollo.
Exactly. One of our favorite shows is the Fate series. Like you can't tell us shit about it. We love it, but we do not give this shit a pass because it's awful. People are on Twitter talking about the moments that happened, the Zeus cheating on Hera, like they didn't know this, and maybe they didn't, but if you knew this story, if you knew what Zeus was and how he was, then it's not that impressive because they tell it so bad. So I'm not going to give it a pass just because I love the pantheon and the Greek mythology and all that. Fuck that. I don't care. And I'm sorry if you don't like that this fell under the antagonist section, but the show wasn't good. And this leads me to what I was going to tell about, and I think we should like give the viewers a refresher on what our tastes are, like, because it's a perfect segue. Pull away. Our tastes are so different from each other. Like, for instance, my taste is I like shows with deep, fleshed out story and character development and some romance. Romance can be in there, but it got to be done well. And I like some action too. What about you, Tel? What's your tastes?
I like action. It doesn't have to be fighting action. It doesn't even have to be like sports action, but I like something that feels like there's intensity to the situation. Obviously, character development is a mainstay, I think, in anything that we enjoy, because none of the shows I think that are in our top 5 are like meathead kind of shows.
No.
So I do love character development, and I love a theme that is almost like life changing. Like that's why ReZero is a masterpiece. Yes. That's why Ash Lost in Space is a masterpiece. That's why Full Metal Alchemist is a masterpiece. Yes, there's things in those series that make them, a mainstay series for a reason. Mm-hmm. So those philosophies in those shows are things that like I love. So those are where I kind of sit on my taste.
Exactly. Wouldn't you say like the Blood of Zeus maybe just like a meathead anime? Like if people just want to see blood and gore, because I guess it has it, but it's
you right though, because like the one thing that I was like even that threw me off. Like the way that they killed a couple of the characters, like the knife just through the bottom of the neck into the head or from the top of the head. I was like, damn, if that was in fucking Game of Thrones, I would have been like shook. But
it looked awful.
But there was a sound effect with a kill that made me actually shiver. I was like, damn, that sound awfully like close to real. Somebody getting shanked to the neck. but yeah, no, man, they did that wrong. The whole show. The whole thing. Except for Matt Mercer. Good job.
He killed it. In the few scenes that he was in, like he was the king that that the chick was with. Mm-hmm. He was the uncle. No, he was the uncle. He wasn't the king. He was the uncle of the babe of both Heron and the twin brother. Yeah, man. This again, all I see on Twitter is people talking about the moments of what Zeus has done to Hera. All of it was so terribly paced. Like even if they had an hour long per episode, it would have given them more time to maybe flesh out the characters individually. Right. Like even with Dragons of Dogma, they had each episode. This was also rushed too, a rushed anime. But they had each episode based off of the 7 Deadly Sins.
Yeah.
It was 7 episodes based off of 7 Deadly Sins, and that felt way more structured than this. And they could have done something like that.
This kind of show actually makes me wonder, right? Like, does it cost more to animate a show or to actually have actors and pay them, right? That's because like you look at shows like The Haunting of Hill House or Haunting of Bly Manor.
Ooh, yeah.
The cinematography in those shows is amazing, and you would think that that's like a full feature, not just a Netflix sponsored show, right?
Right.
And then you see this, and you're kind of like, why did they put nothing into this budget? Like,
take Castlevania season 2, for instance.
Yeah, like
fire.
What is going to qualify this to say we want to put that on that budget? Like,
Lord knows.
Go back to the drawing board.
Lord knows. Hopefully they get to Castlevania season 2. Even though, what'd you say last time we recorded? Till this, I don't want a season 2.
I don't want a season 2. I don't at all. Not even a little bit. I will not watch it unless y'all literally tag me and hype this up for like 3 weeks straight.
Man,
and then I'll be on Antagonist Part 2.
A lot of people hype this up, at least in our Facebook group. But I do know a lot of people who feel the exact same way we do, who don't feel it's quality anime. And
I'm actually like more disappointed after watching the whole thing.
Facts. I'm a lot more disappointed. Facts. That's a good point. All right. Cool. That was perfect. Let's go into some more of these questions just to get it out the way real quick, because we got a lot of other stuff to get to. We got some great questions Friday when I called for them that we already discussed for the most part, but I'm pretty sure some of these might change. Okay. So Scuba Steve says, all right, I got it this time, because he's been trying to stump us with the questions for I don't know how long. He said, your favorite villain is now the main character of a particular anime, but the main character of that story is now the villain. Is your anime still fire, or is it trash now? Great question, Steve. My favorite, I'm gonna just stick with one of my favorite shows. My favorite of the big three, and that's Naruto. And Madara is, if he was the main character, I think would be fucking fire. And if Naruto was the villain, damn, that's kind of hard to say. If he would, it's kind of a good question.
He turned into a killer because of all the betrayal he experienced in his life. The fucking Hokage not treating him like he actually exists and leaving him with spoiled rotten milk for years.
But no, just think about it in the same space as if the story was the same. I would love to follow Madara and his fucking dealings, right? Like, and if Naruto came in like, I'm the guy that's going to stop you and these dealings you're doing, I think that'd be okay. But I still think Madara will body Naruto if they was to fight.
I think full power Naruto, like adult Naruto, like has a chance. But yeah,
that's true.
Madara putting Naruto in a body bag.
Did they even fight in the show? I don't even fucking remember.
With Sasuke helped him.
That's true. He did have Sasuke,
and Naruto didn't have all this extra shit.
He didn't go save
new transformation.
Yep.
Holy shit.
That he worked hard for.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. Fuck.
He been training since he was a preteen.
True. True.
So I know my answer was different last time, but I actually had some more time to think about who my favorite villain is. And I say this all the time, actually, and I'm surprised I didn't say it last time. Gilgamesh.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. Like, literally, they had a whole anime where Gilgamesh was no longer the bad guy.
Yeah. And it was live.
It was live as fuck. But, like, also, if we actually have Gilgamesh, because Gilgamesh wasn't technically the main character in that series in Fate Grand Order. If we had Gilgamesh as the main character, we literally just follow what he does, all his achievements and his heroic feats.
Easily even better.
Easily, Gilgamesh is like the fucking GOAT.
Yeah, because you think about it, the main character in that show is kind of bland.
He is. He's very bland. I think that's the contrast intentional though. Like, right? That's intentionally contrasted that way because
I'm with that.
Every character has like a huge historic background, and then you have this character who's just like out of nowhere.
Yo, I'm ready to. I want to watch that again. Fuck, dude.
Gilgamesh was the fucking GOAT.
After watching Blood of Zeus, I need to wash that bad taste of my mouth, and Fate Grand Order is the perfect way of doing that.
You're right as hell.
Dude, you're so right, because all the characters had such huge personalities and again, backstories that was explained so well that, man,
yep.
It was okay that the character was intentionally bland. He was essentially your created character in a Skyrim or a Fallout or something like that.
Yeah, because you kind of got to develop a story for him.
Yep, you were literally developing the story as it went on, but that's how it felt watching it.
Well,
That's incredible.
Steve,
that's a great question.
You catch an L on this one.
Yeah, Tell killed it with that. Killed it with that. Fucking well done, dude. That was way better than my answer. That was so good.
Arigato.
All right, let's move on to this next question real quick. Man, fantastic questions. Abe says, he says at first, he says, is Polo going to treat this movie like a horror movie? Low-key fright and tell people when he passed by his old place that there's horror ghost stories there and shit like that. That'd be funny. But he says, in all seriousness, though, sports anime that has been stellar the last few seasons. Is there a sport that you would love to see focused on a new anime, like another soccer one or maybe a BMX one? I said this last time, but I'm gonna say it again. A football one, an American football one, would be fucking dope. But I don't fucking want over exaggerated, super powered. What's that show called that you love so much? Kiriko bullshit. I want a Haikyuu, fucking directed, animated type of football where you got when they do the camera follow of the volleyball, bring that camera follow to the quarterback dropping back with the football.
And then pass off and the camera go with the ball to the receiver catching it.
Yep. A receiver hit a tip pass and he catch it with one hand.
Or the receiver tip the pass and you see the cornerback grab the ball out the air with the interception. Ooh. Yeah, it could be hard.
Imagine a fucking animated like Haikyuu toe tap from a raw receiver catching the ball, toe tapping in bounds. Ooh, dude, there's so many fucking possibilities with a football animated. Right. I just can't.
And make it college football because college football is good as fuck.
I mean, it would have to be, right? It's in Japan, so it had to be a university football team because I don't think they have they don't have football, period, to be frank. But yeah, man, that should be dope, bro. Like you got an overtime game between fucking what's that school that they had to face in Haikyuu? Oh, I forget.
Shiratorizawa?
Yes, bro. They had it goes into overtime. You got the field goal kicker on the 45-yard line. He has to boom it with his longest kick that he ever had to kick. And you just hear his inner monologues going in like they did with what's his name? Oh my God, that should be ill. Japan
has a football league called the X League.
Really?
So they do have a football league.
Interesting. It's not soccer, right? Like it's correctly.
No, it's the X League is the top level professional American football league in Japan. It was founded in 1971 as Japan American Football League.
There you go. Follow the X League. Fire. That question got me hyped.
All right. That. So mine's it comes with 5 fundamentals. Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge. And I'm sticking with it. My sports anime that I would want is dodgeball.
Last time you called it a real sport?
It is a real sport because motherfuckers been knocked out. But look, outside of Chicago Bears double tapping people on the football field, dodgeball is a legit dope sport. Like, can you imagine like what Gon was doing, but animated as like a full out sport? Or I don't mind something like dodgeball. Doesn't have to be like, it doesn't feel like it has to be as technical like how you would want the anime of football to be, right? Because it's dodgeball. It's already not taken serious anyway, right? So blow the lid off of this. Low key, make it crazy, but like make it fun crazy, right? Like don't make everything super overpowered, but I want to see like you throwing that dodgeball. I want to see that ball bend and curve and then like smack dude and he do like a slight spin, not a full spin. I don't want him spinning like he got hit with a Kamehameha. I want to see him get hit and do like one full rotation and then fall on the ground and slide, but he caught the ball. I need parts of a dodgeball anime. That's all I want.
But that will make sense. Like the over exaggeration, like Kiriko. That kind of over exaggeration in the volleyball I think will be more warranted. Should be incredible.
I need dude jumping from the sidelines, passing the ball to the dude on the inside, catching it midair, and then throwing it. Because Japan has they used to. They had a dodgeball league. Like it was an official sport there. So like they can do this. They can give me a dope dodgeball anime where dude going hard.
That's true. That shit sounds incredible. That just sounds incredible. I think that answers that question extremely well. And I think they need to give us both of those.
For sure. The football one would kill it in the States.
No, true. Exactly. All right. One of our newest listeners who's listening to Blandame and us and trying to catch up, he says, Simi Sensei, he says, should D Gray Man or Air Gear get a reboot? Now, the easiest answer to this is yes. But I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't seen D Gray Man. And that may be something me and Tail has to visit. Because I don't think you've seen it either, right?
I have not. But Air Gear, for damn sure. Yes.
Air Gear is one of the best like extreme sports animes I've ever seen, even though it's like the only one. But it's truly like a better version of Rocket Power. And I would take that. Air Gear had a story that, man, this is way back when. I watched this around the same time I watched Clannad too, which is interesting because I watched this first and then I was like on the site that shall not be named, formerly known as Kiss Anime. And it was on there and I was just kind of scrolling through the list. And after I watched Air Gear, I'm like, okay, this is dope because I was going through like A's on there. And I'm like, okay, this is fucking dope. What's next? Couldn't find anything else to watch. I saw Clannad had the hot sign next to it. So I'm like, all right, I'm turning this on. That's how I started watching that. But yeah, no, Air Gear has an important place in my heart because of where it stands and when I watched it. Super interesting.
Yeah, I agree. I caught Air Gear just watching Toonami. And
I didn't even know it came on Toonami.
It did.
Interesting.
It wasn't for long, but I caught Air Gear on there, and it was like, yeah, I want to watch that.
That's just fire. A better Rocket.
Well, it wasn't. I don't think it was fun. I think it was Adult Swim. I think it was Adult Swim.
It probably was because it's kind of edgy. I think.
Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah, it was on Adult Swim, and it was also it was definitely Adult Swim, English Network. Yeah.
Dope. Quadre says, or as Saphir says, why do short hair waifus never get the win? We went through this last time we recorded, but obviously it didn't go through. Short hair waifus don't get the love they deserve.
Now here's the thing, right? And we did this last time. Mm-hmm. You're right.
Straight up. Rem should have won. Toka
Kirishima from Tokyo Ghoul. I mean,
oh yeah,
she got short hair.
I guess we don't really count Ri.
Akane Tsunemori from Psycho Pass.
Ooh,
I don't know about Claire from Claymore because she's a little too scary for me.
No, yeah, she's frightening.
Eureka from Eureka 7.
Ooh, yeah.
I mean, there's a couple of them out there.
Eureka,
I don't know about Chrome. I don't really like her.
Here's a secret. I never finished Eureka 7. It was one I was caught on Adult Swim, but never got into it. It was always on late, too.
I actually think it had a pretty solid ending.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Videl.
Oh, Videl. Duh. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's a couple of waifus out there with short hair who didn't get the short end of the stick.
True.
Even though Rem.
The biggest blunder, bro.
They literally did her dirty.
So dirty.
Hinata, when she was a kid, had short hair. So
True.
You know.
True. She was slept on.
Rukia got short hair.
Rukia. Wait, Rukia?
Android 18 got short hair.
Yeah, but are they winning though?
I mean, she competed in Tournament of Power.
Oh yeah.
Let me see. I don't know. Mikasa from Attack on Titan.
But
she winning.
She winning.
She winning. She ain't dead. I mean, as far as I know.
Yeah. I wonder if he was referring to our review of My Teen Romantic Comedy Snafu though, where our short-haired girl lost.
Yeah, but I think he made. I don't know. I'm still stuck. I think he made the right decision.
Mm-hmm.
but also that hurts.
Polo way. So @_J says, so we got a fire review for Snafu. What do y'all think about how it ended? And apparently that was the last season. Yeah.
But I think I said this last time, but I do believe that I can deal with that as an ending. Yeah. And the only reason I say that is because like it gives us closure and the idea that like there was a definitive choice made at some point.
Yeah, which is different.
But they're still working on it, right?
Yes.
Like there may be changes, but that's not important necessarily for us to know. Right. What's important is that they made a decision and they're going forth with it. Yeah. And they didn't lose their friendships. They're just working on things together.
Which is kind of the best possible ending, right?
Yeah. They want to still maintain friends while being able to maintain that relationship.
True.
So.
Yeah, I said this last time, but I'm going to say it again because it was a fucking fire idea. Imagine this. Imagine that was the last season of my teen romantic comedy Snafu, right? But, and stick with me here, what if that wasn't the last season? What if it's my romantic journey or some shit like that, to where it continues on from when they're either their last year in high school or they're in college now and they're together, and shit kind of changes. I don't know. Maybe he's like, I made a mistake, or I don't know. I hope not.
Or they introduce a third girl.
They introduce another girl or something like that. Something that continues the story. That even if they just go to Clannad after story route, give us life after high school and see what they are as adults or something, and what comes with that. Even if it's just a fucking normal slice of life romance with some comedy, I would even enjoy that. I don't give a fuck. I just want more of these characters that I love so much.
It's scary that I enjoyed this show so much. For me not to be a slice of life fan,
listen, bro. This is what slice of life can bring to you, bro.
I'm very sad that we did our top 5 and I wasn't able to slide this one in there yet.
Hey, there's always time. There's always time. There's always time, bro. I think this is definitely hitting my top 10. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, it's definitely in my top 10. And I definitely think this qualifies as top 5 worthy. I don't know if it's going to be in my top 5 for sure, but it definitely qualifies. I have to do some assessments.
We'll have to revisit that list shortly. For those of you that don't know, our first episode of My Check Waifu Waifu, we did our top 5. Our first year into the show, we did our top 10. And then, I don't know, we may have to do something special soon where we talk about it again. Because, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Let's take this quick break. But before we take our quick break, we're going to go to Get to Know My Check Waifu Waifu. I believe it is my turn to roll the random number generator.
All right.
And you read the question. So for those of you who aren't aware of how Get to Know My Check Waifu Waifu works, we have a list of questions and we roll a random number generator associated with that list of questions. And we read it from there. And we both answer it from there. I'm sorry. We have about 100 and how many questions?
102.
Oh, 102 questions.
Yeah, I don't know if we deleted the last one, but we'll know if we ask.
All right. I'm going to roll the random number generator right about now. 53.
What's your favorite anime armor?
Favorite anime armor? Fuck.
You can include manga too if you have a manga one, because I got a manga one.
Of course you do. Of course you do. Man, I'm sorry to say this, y'all. Y'all might not like this, but Final Getsuga Tencho is my favorite armor. That shit was so fucking clean. That shit was so clean. I even like fucking his Bankai. It's just drip. It's my kind of drip. Simple, smooth, clean. It might be my favorite. What about yours?
All right, so I came up with a real quick top 3.
Jesus Christ, Montel Williams.
Hey, look, I'm quick with it, bro. Calm down. I got you.
You always got to. So look, you can't commit to one, so you got to bring top three.
I do have one, but there's two that are so close that I want to do it.
What's up?
Number 3 is Berserker from Fate. The black armor, the Black Knight. I just fucking love that shit. It was so ominous and dark.
Yep.
Number 2 is Gilgamesh and his gold armor.
I was gonna say Gilgamesh, but I knew you was.
The fuck?
I stayed away from Gilgamesh because I knew you were. So I'm like,
how not? But number 1 is Rokuro from Twin Star Exorcist when he does his Buster Flamberg, which is his actual arms and like his body armor changes.
Wait, where is this from again?
Twin Star Exorcist. Y'all already know the manga,
the Bible.
Don't touch the anime. It's Montel's manga Bible. Check it out. Shout out again to Black Heroes for listening to me and reading it. I appreciate you.
Shout out to them for having us on too.
For sure. Yeah, Rokuro.
Of course, we're going to roll into this quick break. When we come back, we're going to go into our spoiler talk of our seasonal anime, which includes Jujutsu Kaisen, Fire Force, and some others as well. So we'll be right back after these.
The idea that there are no wrong feelings is an immensely threatening idea to people who are afraid to feel in any case. And this is one of the peculiar problems of our culture, that we are terrified of our feelings because they take off on their own. And we think that if we give them any scope, and if we don't immediately beat them down, they will lead us into all kinds of chaotic, destructive action. It's so funny that we, in our Western culture today, say that kind of thing. We who do more chaotic and reckless kind of action than anybody ever did. But if, for a change, we would allow ourselves look upon their coming and going as something as beautiful and as natural and necessary as changes in the weather, going night and day. We would be at peace with ourselves. For you see, when a person comes to himself, he comes to be one with his own feeling. And that is the only way of being in a position to control it. It is in exactly this way that the sailor always keeps the wind in his sails. Whether he wants to sail with the wind or whether he wants to sail against the wind, he always uses the wind. He never denies the wind. Well, and it's exactly that same sense that a person has to keep going with his own feeling. Whether he wants to act as the feeling obviously suggests or act in a different way, he has to keep the feeling with him because that's his own essential self. But when he attempts simply to sail against the wind, he's lost himself. He's become just a kind of empty mask which hasn't got any real life behind it, and all its protestations of love and goodwill are hollow. And when we apply that to moral theory, what is what one feels generally.
This is part of the show where we discuss our weekly spoiler anime. So Jujutsu Kaisen, Fire Force, etc. I think today I want to start off with Fire Force because I know Tell's clamoring at the bit to talk about this one.
Man.
Now,
you want to start there?
Hell yeah. So I want to start there because this episode was fantastic for somebody who never watched Soul Eater like myself. Because of the simple fact is I love the slap in the face that they gave to all the fan service in Fire Force.
That shit was great.
It was fantastic. It was so disrespectful. I loved it.
It wasn't even disrespectful, bro. It was like
it felt intentional, bro.
It's like they said, fuck y'all, all the people who think this is too much. Let's make it worse.
Let's make it worse, yeah.
It was like the imprint between her. My dude fainted.
Oh my god!
He ended up deciding at the end that he knew that he liked her. That's why he had this struggle.
Mm-hmm.
It's different with people he liked. I think he'll end up switching to the good side.
I think so too.
All for some cat.
Yup. Literally.
Oh goodness, that's funny, bro.
No, seriously though, the first half of Fire Force was fantastic, man. From everything we saw, like just the attention to detail that Fire Force brings to their storytelling is some above none in shonen to me, man. Like, I don't know anything that drops seeds the way Fire Force does.
Like 3-4 seeds every time.
Yeah, bro. It's crazy. Like, even with the battle with the sisters' inner demons, if you will, about the evangelist created the soul holy temple. So am I like worshiping them or what am I worshiping, man? That whole concept to me is fantastic.
Well, and the beauty of it is the fact that that's real. You know? Like, we think of that all the time. And like, that's kind of one of the things that Fullmetal Alchemist kind of brought me to the realization of, is that like, you know, these people tell us to give these religions or we follow these religions, and do we follow them because we want to, or do we really believe in this? Is this where our faith is, or is it just what we're told to do? And eventually you end up forming your own opinion and your own, you know, thoughts about it.
Yep.
And you go off of those. You have to find something to believe in, or else you probably won't be making it day to day if you believe in absolutely nothing.
Right.
But you have to form and find your own path in terms of belief. And this show is like, it's like pushing that. Like, it's not, and what's crazy is it's saying there's nothing wrong with believing a lie, and there's nothing wrong with believing, you know, or having faith in something, even if you don't know if it's true.
Faith brings order.
Yeah, faith makes order, and it makes people stronger.
Yep.
A lot of our characters, almost every character in the show that we value as strong, almost all of them have faith in what may be a corrupt system.
Yep.
and they are holding true to that.
Yep. The evangelists as a whole are demon level. They're planning.
We don't even know where they at. Like what's their
they're demon levels, man. Their whole plot and planning and seed dropping and everything they've done in the world of Fire Force is bar none, like almost Eisen level demons shit. Because they've been planting seeds since the beginning of the was it the catastrophe? What they call it?
The cataclysm.
Cataclysm, yeah. They've been fucking sowing the fucking existence of shit for so long, and it's fire. And then again, back to the second half of this show, I felt like the show ended with the whole sister and Shinra, going out and blessing the tools, but when it continued, I'm like, okay, this shit is fire. It gave us that sense of comedy that we needed so much, and I'm sure you wanted to talk about
after such a heavy topic.
Exactly. I'm sure you want to talk about that part a little bit more in detail. So
what I really want to talk about was because of the Annihilator, right? Like his whole bit. The funniest thing about the Annihilator is the fact that Okubo decided to bring in Soul Eater characters in that moment. And people didn't even realize, if they didn't watch Soul Eater, that they were listening to Soul Eater characters talk.
Me.
Right. So we hear Spirit, which is Maka, the main character of Soul Eater's. That's her father. Who's talking in the background. You hear him say, "I love my Makami," because that's his daughter. He's talking about he loves his Maka, and he's mad that Maka won't talk to him because she's mad at him. And that's the same bar that he goes to in Soul Eater. That Annihilator goes to. And it was just like Okubo dropped that, was like, "Hey yo, look, let me just drop this in here real quick." And you go in there and you recognize the color of the seats and everything like that. But it's like he drops just the fact that, like, you hear the guy talking in the background, and this is where Spirit goes to drink and get drunk and kind of relax and vent all his frustrations. And this is where the Annihilator goes to overcome.
To train. Yep.
Yeah, to train his lust and whatnot. And I'm like, yo.
All right, talk to me real quick. As far as timeline goes, are they in the same timeline too?
This is the same world, but I'm not sure if it's the same timeline.
That's okay.
Because Maka's father is a death scythe, which I think it essentially makes him like immortal, right? Like he doesn't die. Oh. He's eaten 9 Kishin souls, which is like demons basically, and then 1 witch's soul, which makes him basically the ultimate weapon, essentially.
Interesting. I'm gonna watch this shit now.
Yeah, but it's like, I just love this show because there's so much thought put into it that you don't even have to know that, right? Like, you didn't know that, but that moment was still hilarious and awesome.
100%. I was dying.
But once you go and like watch the series and you see it in like episode 4 of Soul Eater, and you're like, no, that was really Maka dad. Like, that was really him right there, wilding the fuck out over that scenario. You just kind of appreciate Okubo's writing even more. I just loved it. That part really, like, as a Soul Eater fan, blew me all the way back.
That's crazy. Because I saw it on the timeline as soon as it happened. Everybody's freaking out about it. I'm like, oh shit, what? I need to watch this show.
Yeah, I was like, yo, not only was it hilarious, it was just great. And I want more. I know eventually we see the moon from Soul Eater. I'm just ready to see it. I'm ready to see all of the Soul Eater.
The moon. Oh, is it because of what Chiron did to it?
I don't know. It could be that that nuclear basically explosion that Sharon or whatever sent up there. Mm-hmm. But we haven't seen the moon start to collapse or anything yet. But we do eventually, I know, at some point in the manga they showed.
So Soul Eater is collapsed?
In Soul Eater, the moon is like, it's animated. Like it has a face and a mouth and it bleeds.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's weird.
Fuck, I gotta watch this show.
Yeah, the moon and the sun in Soul Eater are animated. They like are living things.
Interesting.
But they live in essentially like a spirit world. Like, think of like how and burn the witch, they're in the Soul Society, but they're not in the same Soul Society.
Right.
Think of like Soul Eater. They're in a different society, but it's like it might just be like upside down or something like that. Like it's the Soul Society, but it's not. Yeah.
I'm down. Oh, that shit got me hyped. Fuck. Well done, man. Well done. Fire Force is fantastic. It will continue to be fantastic.
100%.
Let's slide over to probably one of the most fire shows since Fire Force dropped, and that's Jujutsu Kaisen, man. 5 for 5, man.
5 for 5.
100%.
100%. Yo, I don't even get it.
Me either, bro.
Like, I don't even know. Like, when people were talking about, like, God of High School might be animated a year, might even be animated that season. Like, you talk about almost anything from this year. Like, there's some good anime this year. Mm-hmm. But Fire Force and, like, no, not Fire Force. Jujutsu Kaisen is hitting entirely different. Like,
I don't think, obviously, we both don't think that it's hitting harder than ReZero. But.
Yeah, absolutely not.
It's hitting.
But, like.
Man.
Yeah, it's hitting. And then, like, the moments in this episode, like, there were moments in this episode where, like, we were like, yo, like, the fighting and the energy from, like, the vibe that was given is, like, intense, right? But it kind of ends, like, it shifts so quickly from, like, intensity to, like, you get this almost, like, calm where you just kind of, like, almost gave up.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of gave up. I was like, yo.
Yeah, like, we knew, right? It was 5 episodes in. Our main character wasn't going to die, but I still felt like he was dead. And that killed me, man.
The issue is that they basically, they set a precedent.
Yes.
That Sukuna does not give any fucks.
No fucks.
Like, he don't care. Like, and he handles things in his own way. Like, he knows how strong he is. Mm-hmm. And I think he actually... Like, to me, it almost feels like he respects the kid. Like,
starting
to.
Like, I think we're starting to see glimpses of that.
Like, he sees the kid as an opportunity to harness his power, but also it's like he actually can. And, like, I know that regardless of what I do, he's going to take back over. And
even though the preview for the next episode, he's about to earn that shit. He's about to earn Sukuna's respect. And that, I think, is going to be a fucking game changer for the show.
Bro.
An absolute game changer. Like, shout out to _ Rob J. He tweeted us and said, Sakuna is a demon.
For sure,
Easily, bro. Easily the biggest demon ever.
And you know what the other best part is?
What?
Is that they literally just talked about training.
Yep.
We got characters who think that the main character is dead.
Yep.
And they only known each other for 2 weeks, but they're like, this is the first time I've seen someone die in front of me.
Yep.
And you know, I'm not attached to him, but I'm gonna get stronger because I don't want that to ever happen again. You know, and that's the reality, is that even if you don't know someone that well, they die in front of you, you do still feel some emotion. She didn't outright cry.
Her lip was quivering. That scene right there, I'm like, oh damn, whoever doing this shit is good.
They stood the fuck up and it was like, we gonna train so that don't happen again. Yep. And I'm like, mind blown. Who would have thought that you could actually like engage a training arc like this?
Yep. By using the main character as a death jumping point.
Goodness gracious, yo.
None of this feels rushed. I'm so confused on why I'm so attached already. I don't know why.
It's good.
They didn't give us much as far as the characters are, but they gave us enough to where we want to know more. Mm-hmm. Pieces of their personality are so like unique. Yeah, some of them are kind of tropey, but dude, it's hard to not love them.
It is very hard to not like love these characters and ask questions and want more. Mm-hmm. like I need to know how strong Gojo is. I need to know what the fuck is there a talking panda doing here. I have questions, man.
Yeah, why the dude only talking in rice ball fucking recipes?
Right, I have whole ass questions, bro.
Yeah, you and me both, bro. Questions is gonna be answered soon. Very soon. It shows great. It shows great. Sakuna's a demon. I love the fact that the players in this world are trying to kill what's his name? Our main character. Trying to kill him off so they can just kill Sakuna, which totally makes sense. Like what their plan was to get him killed. They got him quote unquote killed. And it worked. And the reason why they want to get him killed is absolutely valid. After seeing what he can do, like seriously, he's a danger to the society. But you don't want to see your main character die, but you understand why he was about to be killed. Like it's so crazy. It's so good, man.
And the issue is the way he just healed everything so easily.
Yep.
I accidentally healed his hands.
Yep.
Accidentally, and then ripped his heart out. I was like, I can live without this, but he can't.
So I'm gonna take his body hostage. So it's fucking demon. And then the way it was solved by I can't remember their names right now. And this isn't due to the show. This is due to me being exhausted.
Fushiguro?
Yes, man. The way he brought back our main character, I'm like, yeah, I feel that shit.
I agree. So like what blew me, and I don't mean this in a bad way, like Fushiguro was like, okay, he thought out this whole plan on how he's gonna try and fight Sukuna to make him restore the heart. Like try and make him feel like he's being pressured enough to restore the heart. Sukuna, in the meantime, is analyzing his power, like, why didn't you fight that special grade, curse? Like you had the power to beat it. And he's like, wait, what are you talking about? And meanwhile, like low-key building dude confidence up, but still smacking him. like dogging him. And dude finally completely builds up the like resolve to fight. And he's thinking about like why he saved him. And, it's like almost like that. Your life flashes before your eyes and you have to make a choice, right?
Yep.
He has that moment and he's like, why did he save him? And he's like, all right, I'm ready to fight and get ready to unleash this like special curse power or something like that. Mm-hmm. And we see our boy Yuji take over. And when he take back over, you see the curse slowly start to fade, or Sukuna's curse marks finally start to fade. And then Fushiguro starts just to tell him, like, I just want to let you know, I didn't save you because I'm a hero. I saved you for purely like selfish reasons. I'm not a hero. Like I just saved you because I couldn't bear to see you die. And that shit hit, bro. Like I just couldn't believe like that's a moment in this show. That's a thing. You doing that right now?
5 episodes
in.
Shooting 5 for 5 from the free throw line.
Must be Steve Nash.
Easy. Let's go it, man. So far, so good. Shout out to Knox. He said he's gonna join us when this season wrap up. He's gonna join us for that review, and that's gonna be special.
For sure.
That's gonna be real special because I couldn't think of anybody better to join us on that review than him. Because he been preaching this show up even before it was announced to be coming as an anime on Twitter. So I'm looking forward to doing that. But Tell, you said you got a couple other things you wanted to discuss real quick.
All right. Just quick little things. I saw on the timeline somebody said Noblesse reminds them of JoJo. I agree, but not as bad. Like, come on, bro.
You really ain't getting me to watch that shit now.
It's not half as bad as JoJo. They look pretty. And I mean, I ain't made it that far in JoJo. I've only made it 12 episodes in and couldn't breathe anymore. But Noblesse, or Noblesse, however you want to say it, Noblesse is in my opinion, the 4 or 5 episodes in it has are better than JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Sorry.
It ain't hard to do.
Not too sorry, but and then last thing is Dragon Quest Adventures of Dai. Low key, I don't even know why they made this anime. Like,
damn.
Like,
it's based off a video game. That shit always sucks.
I mean, I get it, but why? Like dude is literally like basically Goku, but with magic, and he don't actually have any magic power in this magic world, so he has to use a sword, and he wants to be a hero so bad, and it's like his grandpa wants him to be a mage, but he can't be a mage because he doesn't have any magic. It's stupid.
Sounds like another terrible Black Clover.
Black Clover oddly is better than this.
I'm not surprised.
It's scary.
It's scary. That is kind of scary to think about it. Wait a minute.
But it's not animated better.
It's not animated better than Black Clover?
No, I'm saying Black Clover is not animated better than this.
I gotcha. Yeah. Dragon Quest brings in way more money than, well, probably not now, but no, it probably does because a video game makes way more money than anime do. So
funny thing too, if y'all didn't know, Black Clover's manga sales actually going down a little bit. I think in general manga sales are going down, but you know, some manga get canceled for having bad sales, and you know, only manga that's doing fire right now, Demon Slayer.
I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's the GOAT, but it's clearly pulling in numbers. It ain't my favorite, but it's doing something out there.
Yeah. For me, I'm still loving Our Last Crusade. It's bringing again.
That's what I meant.
It's developing still the world and the story. I think I'm still enjoying this romance, like slice of life thing they have going. When the action ramp up is fucking pretty damn good, and it doesn't happen often, which I think is going to change here shortly. But I still like it. And somebody on, damn it, I wish I had this pulled up. Somebody on Discord asked me, I don't see how you can watch that, By the Grace of God show. It's too wholesome. I need some, like, he said, I need some, I need something dark to happen. And I'm like, nah, man, this ain't this show. This ain't this show at all. This show is all about being wholesome and family friendly and fun and just, it's like that. Oh, what was that show called? Bofuri? It's like that show, but even more wholesome than that. And I enjoy it. It's something you just chill, sit back, relax. You ain't got to worry about no drama.
I'm going to be real with you. I would not expect you to want some wholesomeness in your life.
Yeah, man. Yeah, with everything I've been watching lately, I need it. I need it, bro.
Oh, man. Next week we talk about Higurashi.
Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah, well, that's next. But yeah, I needed this after watching Higurashi and then dealing with ReZero and then all the dark shit I've been dealing with, Jujutsu Kaisen even. Like, it's dark and fantastic and I love it. Turning on this is good fucking safe food.
It's like cleanses the palate.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. Cleanse the palate. So don't go into that thinking it's going to be something like dark, because it's not. It's an isekai that's literally created to be wholesome, I think. Speaking of not so wholesome, Higurashi the new.
I haven't watched the newest episode yet, Polo. Don't do this to me.
I'm not gonna spoil it, but you have to. Talk about where you got so far, bro.
They dug out the damn giant doll, and they were talking about that. See, this is where I'm confused at. Like, there's things that just give me questions. Like, they've really just been hanging out. It's like a slice of life. But it's I feel like they're lying to me. Right?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Like, dude was taking pictures and he just shows up out of nowhere. Like, what's his deal? I'm confused. I feel like there's lies everywhere. I don't know who to trust, except for I feel like the main character is the only one I can trust because he doesn't know.
Is he?
Except for that opening scene where he chopping somebody up. Yeah, do I trust him either? What the fuck is this show? But nothing bad is like innately happened. It's just the fact that like old girl was standing there with a fucking whole ass scythe knife in her hand behind dude, just standing there watching them.
I literally can't wait till you catch up. This one has to be one we talk about fully next week. You have to catch up. You have to be on a modern episode.
I'm about to do it tomorrow.
Next week, bro. Because that
bro.
shit. Nah, I think you should watch it like Saturday or Sunday night so it's fresh.
Okay.
Because I want to hear the questions you have after you do that. Because being somebody who watched the original Higurashi, I want to know where your head is right after you watch that. And I can't fucking wait.
I'm gonna watch it 20 minutes before the episode.
Yeah, that'd be perfect.
I'm like, Polo!
That'd be so perfect. I would love that. That's good. I think that'll wrap. I had to get this episode uploaded.
All right, we just finished talking about Higurashi. We're going to talk about that in more detail next week when I get more details from the latest episodes. Polo can't wait to talk about it. You can tell already. He trying to spill the beans. We also hyped up Jujutsu Kaisen. I mean, we can't really hype up something that's just great, though, so we're not really hyping it up. True. We also talked about Fire Force and its intricacies. And then before that, we actually went on break, and we talked about Ask My Check Waifu, as we normally do, and it was your favorite anime armor. Let us know what yours is. And then we also had our Twitter questions. We just had some great questions, and those Fantastic. Were really, I think questions got us through the whole first half. Y'all did great with that one. Mm-hmm. We also had to bring back the antagonist section for Blood of Zeus. Why do we watch that? Like, Yikes. Low key, high key, middle key, all the keys. We also had to tell y'all that we sorry to say we lost an episode. Not even a full episode. It was like 30 minutes of an episode, but
good 30 minutes though.
Surprising enough for us. We normally run pretty efficiently, and that's messed up for us. True. But also, I would like to say one more time, congrats to my brother Polo for moving into his beautiful new apartment. I ain't seen it yet, but he gonna give me a tour eventually. Yeah. Gonna have to FaceTime or something.
We'll figure that out.
But yeah, that's episode 73.
I'm Matt Polo, Born Fly on all social media.
I'm at King Teliano on all social media.
You can follow our social medias at Mike Check Waifu on Twitter and at Mike Check Waifu on Instagram. And as always, Mike Check.
I didn't even think you had the echo set up again. I was like, wait, did he have the echo set up?
If I didn't, I wouldn't be able to talk in his microphone at all, period.
Word?
Yeah, true.
Oh, okay. I know.
See y'all later.
Later.
You're now tuned into Mike Check Waifu Waifu.